Barakati Hawashai, Barakati Hawa, Barakati Hawashai, Bahashon Hakudash. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Root Well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. As a high spirit, we in Judah. And today I want to go into a topic, something the Most High just put on my spirit, like how they say in the so-called churches. He placed it on my spirit. He placed it on my heart. To tell y'all something today, y'all. But all jokes aside, the name of this live stream is called Slave Traits of Fear of Incompetence. Slave Traits of Fear of Incompetence. All right? And it may not be a direct product of slavery. It may be more so a product of being in Babylon, being in the Matrix. All right? Because, we're like tigers in a zoo, right? We're like tigers in a reserve where you're born in this cage. You're born in this cage, this den with your mom, your father, and the cubs. All right, but you're outside your element. All right, you're outside of the wild where you have to hunt for prey. We have to hunt to provide for your family. All right. So in this reserve, all right, this controlled environment, all right, because we all live in controlled environments. It tells you that a leper shall watch your cities, which represents, Esau and his surveillance and, his police. All right. So we live in these controlled environments. And it also tells you that you will serve your enemy for want of all things. So instead of living in a sovereign state, all right, you receive everything by way of corporations. All right. Everything by way of service. You get service, get your car serviced. You got different service industries in America. All right. And that creates a byproduct, all right? When you're born into a reality where you can buy everything, you never learn your competence as a man. That's why I entitled this Slave Traits of Fear of Incompetence. So when it comes to learning things on your own, and you ask yourself, why can't I do that myself? And the thought of doing it, you feel like you're gonna fail. You have a fear. It's a certain fear. Well, I know I've had it, so I'm speaking subjectively. Of course, you might not have that same demon, and I know it's a fucking demon. All right, it could be something little like making a recipe. Like you might buy something. You might have a favorite thing you like buying at the store, right? You love buying this particular thing at the store, but why is it that the thought of you making it yourself is going to be less? Then it's gonna be of a lesser value or quality of what you bought in the store, man. A lot of times when you make it yourself, it's more superior. But I've learned that this society creates a byproduct. The byproduct of being born and raised in this society, especially if you were raised around men or your old man, all right? As a man, you have a sense of incompetence. Because this society was structured for women. Metropolitan, metro going back to mother. All right, but guess what? Those women had sons and daughters. So if we got Willie lynched in this society, meaning you was raised without a dominant figure, a father figure, all right, you're gonna have those missing traits of manhood, like the feeling of being competent, or really the feeling of being able, the feeling of being capable. Pray to Yahweh Bahashim Abashai if you don't have it, to give you the spirit to feel like you're capable. All right? Because once again, like I'm driving in traffic and it's kind of hard to see it, but if you look to the left and to your right, or my left and my right, you see stores. It's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stores in 1 square mile, a couple square miles. All right? So all those stores, they sell you something. So part of the nature of consumerism is to make you feel like you can't do it yourself, or to make you feel like they can do it better than you. Even when you buy certain products, right? Certain, maybe like a semi-natural product, right? A natural product. You look on the ingredients, they got all the ingredients in Latin, because I believe they don't want you to make the same product. All right? This is the byproduct of serving your enemy for 350 years plus, all right? That you lost your sense of sovereignty. How in the world can you have a sovereign nation without competent men, without capable men? So by the time you're 4 years old, you start learning things not only from your father, but from an apprentice. All right? You start learning things from your father or from an apprentice. Hey, Salak Akim. But yeah, how in the world can you have a nation? Because in the kingdom, we're going to be sovereign. We're going to rule too. All right? It says Judah should dwell alone. Meaning, look, we're not going to have to go through another nation. We're not going to be under another nation. Just like those tigers in the zoo, the lions in the zoo is all friendly with them Edomites, man. All right? We've been out of touch with our sovereignty so long, it naturally emasculated us. What's one way that we've been emasculated? What's one way? One way that we've been emasculated, a lot of us don't know shit. You can almost judge a Jake. If you see a nigga sagging his pants, that nigga don't know shit about like repair or just things that men should know. You know? You see Jake, you know, you got pictures of Jake or TikTok videos or World Star videos of Jake on the side of the road with his girl trying to figure out how to change a car, pants sagging and shit, you know? But nah, one of the traits of a slave trait, I would like to say is an indirect result of slavery because, you know, after slavery, we went into this society and then men were competent. You know, they built, because in order to build your own districts like Black Wall Street, you have to be competent, right? You create your own carpentry business and barbershops and stuff. But what happened was the welfare state, man. The welfare state, all right? Feminism. See, everything you eat, you have to defecate. Every cause has an effect. So yeah, feminism might have been enchanting for women, but what did it engender? What did feminism engender? Incompetent men. And don't feel bad if this might apply to you. We all affected by it to one degree or another. Certain things I might be learning in my 30s. Jake did raised with his uncles and dad. He might have known since he was like 12. All right. Yeah, it's like it's the traffic crazy considering where we live, man. It's like a lot of crazy spirits out tonight. You would have thought it was a Friday night. But long story short, all right. So a lot of times you gotta study yourself. You gotta study yourself and ask yourself, what feeling that I just experienced? Why am I experiencing this feeling? All right, why do I feel like if I try something or make an effort to accomplish something, I have a fear of failure? Or, you know, I'm gonna give you an example that's very minute, but it's significant to me in my journey of being competent. I used to, you know, I would go on plant-based, as I'm on a plant-based way of eating right now. But years ago, I was on my plant-based way of eating, and I would buy guacamole. And I don't know if the woman brought it up or what, but the woman might have, like the woman in line at the grocery store, she might have saw me with guacamole. Somehow the conversation came up about making your own guacamole. But I remember having a fear of, it's outside of my range to make my own guacamole. I know it sounds minute, but someone said, like, if you make your own guacamole, it's hard to go back to the regular stuff, like the store-bought stuff. But long story short, I just, you know, I finally did it. And when I got used to it, it was good. When I made my own guacamole, but I remember the tread, the frustration, the fear of like, damn, I can actually make this. You know what I mean? Because you're institutionalized in a world where everything is packaged for you. You never become a producer. You never become a creator. You never become a craftsman, because everybody sells it to you. And there's a result of living in a world where everything is already sold to you, that you never develop the trait of being skillful. Why do you think people in this generation, they suck at reading and writing now? They suck at mathematics. They suck at reading and writing because they get everything through the calculator. They get everything through technology. So there's a result of being in your tablet all day. Apparently, there's a result of getting everything by way of a laptop, tablet, whatever it may be. There's a consequence to that. It creates inadequate children. It creates intellectually inept children, intellectually incompetent children. You see? Because things are more catered to them as Gen Zers now. Things are more catered to them, man. You see? So there's a byproduct to this matrix. There's a byproduct to living in the world of convenience. You can just go to the store. That's why you have women who don't know how to cook. Don't you know the word woman itself means a housewife, wife man, with man. It means basically, it denotes domestic servant. A woman not knowing how to cook is like a firefighter not knowing how to put out a fire. Like, nigga, that's your occupation. It's like a dog not knowing how to growl. Like, your role is in your gender. You're supposed to be cultivated to fulfill your gender. The word man goes back to champion. So how can we be champion if we have a fear of failure? If we have a fear, we don't have a mentality to overcome obstacles. We have that weak will where something jumps in front of us. Well, it's a rock in front of me now. I guess I gotta stop what I'm doing. You know? Part of that confidence comes from constantly taking on new challenges. That's what makes you competent. But this society, it emasculates you because, for one, a lot of us were raised in a matriarch. Even if you were raised by your dad, y'all family still is most likely like a matriarch. You know, in a lot of cases, that feminine vibration. And you notice in the matriarch, a lot of the guys that's left, they're losers, or they just kind of like halfway, you know, because that nourishing energy that a woman can put on her son, it never pushes him, it never challenges him. All right, it actually ruins him. All right, but you know, that's pretty much the point. You know, a slave trait, man, is a fear of being competent, a fear of being capable. You know, so certain things you could make an effort to develop yourself in, you should challenge yourself and pray to Yahweh trying to get that demon. If you have that demon, if you struggle with that demon of like, man, what if I fail? What if I, because a lot of us don't want to work 9 to 5s. A lot of us don't want to work these jobs that suck. But we also have a fear that we can make money off our own hobbies. You know, you have a fear of people will reject your product. People will reject your service. And you know what I found out? You know what I found out about that? Somebody was con you off your own fear and devalue your product, so they won't actually pay the money that you are asking for. All right, we're the greatest people in the planet Earth, man. All right, we're his precious jewel. All right, you see, we're the greatest people in the planet Earth, man. All right, so hey, I can do all things through Yahweh Shai who strengthened me. Not just spiritually, but also physically, because once you overcome these little physical feats, these day-to-day feats, it boosts your spirit up, it boosts your mindset up, it boosts your faith in Yahweh B'Shem Shai. You see that dark area is nothing but uncharted territory to conquer, so to speak. All right? But I hope this was a clear lesson. I hope it was a clear discussion. All right, the water for up putting the scriptures up. All right. So this is a byproduct, you know, as we assess our captivity, as we assess, you know, the effects of being in a strange land for 400 years, or being under a harsh enemy for over 400 years, 500 years for the Northern Kingdom. You know, being under a harsh enemy for half a millennial. All right, there's a byproduct of this shit. You know, there's phenomenons that happen, like men are not being men no more. Men don't want to be men no more. You know, this generation of generations of men not being men, then you start to lose the components of manhood, the elements of manhood, which is being capable. All right, which is putting up provisions for your family, which is, you know, going out there and make things happen through Yahweh Bashim Havashai. You know, not being conquered in this society, psychologically, mentally, whatever, you know. But, you know, that's all just something that was on my spirit, man. The fear of successfully accomplishing feats in your day-to-day life, the fear of, you know, being a producer, being more skillful, being more competent. That fear comes from being born and raised in a society where everything is hand-fed to you and sold to you. It's the result of capitalism and consumerism. All right, that they can package it to you better than what you can make for yourself. And that goes for the sisters too. I bet some of the sisters have low-key fears of, what if I burn something up if I try to cook? You know, what if I mess up if I try to sew something? The first time you might mess up, is that gonna stop you? You know, going, like, I'm passing all these fast food restaurants. Going through the drive-through can be addictive, and it'll make you lose your own touch when it comes to cooking, man. All right, but once you lose your touch, all right, you just get, you know, you get out of balance like that. But I'm not going to prolong it. That's just something on my spirit. But with that, I'll be brothers and sisters edified. To the next time. Shalom.